Welcome back, honey, to Body Talk. Hey, now as you can see, we are wearing some of our hardware tonight. Now, these belong to Gigi because if you didn't know,
she got some too. She just can't find them.
She is a DFAT world champion, you guys. So I brought a little bit of my hardware tonight because I'm an IFPA world champion. So I'm gonna get one to G.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Love the hardware. This is heavy too. I feel like I need to sit like this through the rest of the show.
But I gotta go get me one of these guys.
Melody loves this.
I love
it's
that
heavy
one.
And it's gold and shiny. I need to clean them up. But yes, I remember when I wore my worlds. This one right here, we supposed to be sleeping. She up doing happy dances.
Right, dancing in it.
She dancing and dancing with this around her neck.
Loved it. So guys, tonight we are talking all about bodybuilding, you guys, because you guys have been wanting us to talk about that because we're pro figure competitors, which is just another division of bodybuilding.
Right.
So I want to know how many of you guys actually know the true history of bodybuilding. And you know, Miss Gigi is a history buff, so you know we got to give y'all the facts. So Gigi, how did bodybuilding start, and who was one of the first ones to bring it to the table, girl?
Well, it's documented.
Educate people.
Let's be educated. You know, around here we like to educate. We like to be informed, right? With our opinions, our knowledge-based opinions, and facts.
Yes.
So tonight we're going to lay out a few facts before we kind of get into our personal stories. But the history of bodybuilding actually started in the late 19th century with this gentleman called Eugene Sandow. And because I'm not European, I'm pretty sure it sounds a whole lot different, but
that's why I let you say it and not me.
And he was in England, but he's of German descent. And he's considered the father of bodybuilding. Obviously, way back then, they didn't have equipment such that we have. So he basically had like a natural physique for in bodybuilding, just with basically today what we call functional training, which is regular working, you know, exercise and regular things that they did back in that time period. And he would just allow people to view and watch his body in certain poses. And then he realized he could like make money from that.
Right.
And so that developed into like a little act that he would do, performing for people so they can like check out his physique.
Right.
Which is basically what we do today.
And the crazy thing, you guys, is that when bodybuilding started, it wasn't just about the aesthetics. It was really kind of like a strongman contest.
Right.
You know, that's what it really was based upon. Because it goes all the way back to like some of like the Roman times and things like that, and ancient Egyptian time, where it kind of evolved there. But one of our very first noted, you know, in the 19th century was Eugene.
Exactly.
So you guys, it has really evolved.
And he's actually credited with developing the first exercise equipment for, you know, for the masses. Like machine dumbbells, like spring pulleys, and like the tension band.
All the stuff we use today.
Everything we use today, he actually developed those things way back, you know, in the 19th century. And he was actually considered the standard for bodybuilding because he had what's called the Brazilian physique, which is
what is the Brazilian
physique?
Okay.
Well, you actually just said it.
Okay.
His body was that of the Greek. Like like the ideal body. It was proportioned perfectly. So it was just that of like the Greek and the Roman statues and the men that used to fight during the Roman era.
All of those statues that we see in the museum and stuff like that, that was the physique that he kind of coined.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And as time went on, he actually developed the first large-scale bodybuilding contest in 1901, September 1901, and it was called the Great Competition.
Okay, the Great Competition.
And there were 3 judges, and he was one, and one of the judges was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Okay.
We're familiar with him.
Yes.
And he was a judge, and the first place trophy was golden, and it was replicated just in Sandow's body.
Okay.
So it was the first place was, you know, developed just in the shape of his body. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
And in America, that was in Europe, right?
Right.
So, but in America, the first competition was in 1904, and it was in New York. And it was promoted by, at that time, the publisher of the most popular magazine, the fitness magazine, in the early 1900s, in the mid 1900s, was a Health and Strength magazine.
Oh, Health and Strength. Okay.
So the promoter of that was the publisher of that magazine, and the first place. Do you know how much the first place participant?
How much was it?
$1,000.
Oh, that was big.
Think about that. Way back then, first
that
place was
a lot of money back then.
That's a lot of money now.
A lot of money.
You can get in the 1900s.
In the 1900s,
that was
a lot of money.
Like even $1,000 right now is still considered, you know, good winnings for a competition. Even though you actually financially put out a lot more,
right.
It's still, you know, gratifying to win $1,000.
Right.
But way back then, that was the first place winnings. That was a pot. And,
you know what? For the next show, you guys, I'm gonna look that up and see what the equivalent of $1,000 back then is in today's dollar. Because I'm gonna have to go to some of these promoters and let them know. Listen, I need you guys.
Back in 1910,
right?
It was $1,000. So we need a few more zeros.
Some of you promoters are giving $1,000. Yes, I need you to up that.
Research.
Yeah.
See why you guys need us?
Exactly.
Hello. So that was the first. Considered the first official like male bodybuilder. Okay. But we can't. We're females.
Of course, we got to talk about the ladies.
We got to talk about the ladies. So the first female bodybuilder, and our engineer actually has up pictures for all of you who are on the website watching right now. You should have already seen a picture of Eugene Sandow, and next he's going to put up a picture of the first female bodybuilder. Her name was Katie Sadwina. Actually, her original name was Brumbach.
That sounds strong. But if you guys can see the picture, she really is showing strength.
Over 6 feet tall. She was about 6'2", and she weighed. I think she weighed. I can't remember.
Well, she was tall.
I can't remember how much she weighed, but she weighed a rough. I think over like 200 pounds.
Okay.
But she was really, really tall and really strong.
She was stacked.
She was stacked. Her parents were circus performers.
Okay.
Right. So her dad would make her arm wrestle men. They would have to pay, and no one would ever beat her. So that's how she made like a lot of money. Right. She did well, and that became more of the thing that she did was strength, like you just said. Like it was feats of strength.
Yeah, right? That's what it was.
And she actually defeated Sandow, the gentleman we just talked about, in a weightlifting contest.
Oh, okay.
She lifted 300 pounds over her head when he could only actually lift it to his chest. Holla!
Ladies be ruling.
Holler! So that's when she actually changed her name from Brumbach to Brumbach. I feel like I have to say it like that.
Very strong.
Sadwina, because she changed part of that to make it more feminine. She took Sandow, his name, and added the Weena. Get it? Win. W-I-N.
She's winning.
Hashtag winning. And way back then, people were being shady. She was being shady way back then. Competitive. And she changed her name and made it more feminine because she beat him, the man who was considered to be like the strongest man at that time. So I was like, ooh, I was just going to sip on that tea. Sip on that tea.
Sipping on tea on that one.
Yes. And you know, as time progressed, it became a little bit more popular with a number of different other people who were in bodybuilding. But we wanted to talk about another female bodybuilder who actually is important because she helped get the first female bodybuilding competition sanctioned.
Yes.
And her name is Abby Pudgy Stockton.
Okay, go Abby.
Pudgy, like, so people, when you have muscles, you know, especially as a woman, you're considered to be like pudgy, right?
Right.
But she and her husband, she had a background in gymnastics and acrobatics, so they would go to Muscle Beach a lot in California and perform their feats, right?
And that's another thing, you guys. She's completely right when she says Muscle Beach, because Muscle Beach in Santa Monica, had become a big thing, and everybody was pumping iron out there, and that's where a lot of the bodybuilders were developing. So women would be out there, you know, challenging themselves to be able to really become strong women. And so it was just natural that, you know, all of these women on Muscle Beach would start evolving into bodybuilding, and that's when the first show came about.
Exactly. And what kind of started getting her attention is that she would lift her husband overhead. She was like the bottom person. She would let him do handstands, and she would hold him up while he was doing a upside down, well, a handstand or is upside down, and he weighed like 180 pounds. So she was very strong.
Pudgy was the bomb back then, y'all. The bomb. And then she was pretty too.
And she was cute. So
look how attractive she is.
Now, Edwina, the first bodybuilder, she was very shy and demure. She actually was the anti of what she appeared. Okay. And she was very sweet. But Pudgy actually kind of brought
she was glam.
She was glam.
You see that little
she was
shiny suit she was wearing?
She figured by the time of end of 1940, she had already been on like 42 or 43 different magazine covers. Okay. Not in the magazines, but on the actual covers. And she was for the magazine Strength and Health that we mentioned, she wrote a column called Barbells. Okay, cute. Yes. Barbells. And it was, you know, ELLES, like kind of feminine. And she was just amazing. And she was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame, the IFBB Hall of Fame in 2000. Right. Obviously, she never competed in the IFBB, but because of who she was and the contributions she made in bodybuilding, she was inducted into their Hall of Fame, which I thought was amazing. Amazing. Because women always do amazing things. Yes. Guys, you guys do amazing things too, but women do amazing things as well. Exactly. Man, we got so much history for you guys about bodybuilding. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because you guys have got to hear Gigi's story of why she decided to get into the competitive realm and how she did it. And I'll be sharing my story too. Like, but her story is amazing. So don't go anywhere, you guys. We're going to be right back with more about all of the bodybuilding history and know-how that you need. Okay?